Alright, what's really going on? Bitcoin, cryptocurrency today. Going to be taking a look at Litecoin against USDT. Going to be taking a look at some of these key technical aspects of price action moving forward. Going to be assessing some of the pivotal areas of support and resistance I believe we're going to be interacting with in the very near future here. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Do you trade? Do you hold? Or do you let the price action unfold? What are you doing with your bag if you have one? Are you accumulating at these levels? Have we finally found support and we're likely to experience some upside in the short term here? We're likely to plow through all those overhead resistance, get back up to $300, $400 that we came from in the not so distant past here, or are you bearish on price action? Do you think this was just, a retracement in the downtrend, a pullback for the continuation downward, and we have more lows ahead of us? Are we going to plow through $100, get to 50, 25, 10, 0? Where do you think price action is likely to go? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Jumping right into it, to kind of recap price action that has rallied from this ever so pivotal, critical, and pivotal again line around $116. This level that we came from kind of at the sort of end of December here of 2020, and we have interaction with it as resistance. As we get this pullback from the 19th of December, we have price action kind of coming up to it, getting rejected, plummeting all the way to $95. Some lows accumulation there, sub $100 just to get bought up. Lots of buy pressure to find our way back above $116 to interact in a more bullish manner, to plow into $177 as resistance, which was significant enough to send us back down to $116 as what appears to be support here, and that allowed the uptrend to continue, plow through 177, come back to it as support, consolidate above it, set some higher highs, higher lows. Price action was looking very bullish. We're in the uptrend. Until an abrupt change of momentum. We had a break downward, the dreaded 19th of May there. We have price action plowing through all this, lovely support that we thought we had, moments ago. But we have price action kind of what appears to be between the sort of 22nd of May of 2021 kind of toward today, but kind of more relative from the 22nd of May kind of to the 15th of June of 2021. We have price action interacting with $177 as, weak support and what appears to be significant resistance, with that kind of more clear confirmation on the kind of 14th and 15th of June there. We have price action getting slapped and kicked, spin on by $177 to send us plummeting into $116. We have this, wick on the 22nd of June that comes all the way down to $104. Tad bearish in my opinion. That's what I suspected. Price action could, bounce off this level and perhaps come to it again. And here we are, kind of down below it. We have some daily candles, what appears to be opening and closing below the $116 level, which was quite bearish in the moment. Although the fundamental buy pressure came in, and we are now found ourselves quickly above $116. I guess we will have to see kind of moving forward if we can kind of hold this level. If we confirm that as support or resistance, that'll determine the direction in the kind of short term here. Price action in a very critical state. Also buy pressure coming in kind of above sort of appears to be $95 up to sort of the $116 here, based on that kind of price action back at the middle of December of 2020. We can see there's a lot of kind of volatile buy pressure and lots of momentum present at these levels, so price action could bounce off it very aggressively or plummet through it. And so a new perspective comes into play when we consider now the EngineeringRobo buy and sell suggestions in addition to the Fibba Illuminati Zucchini, Fibba Bugatti, Fibba Lamborghini Zucchini again lines. We can see the 0.236 fettuccine level at $115.92 there, correlating with my $116 level, giving that some more significance. I do believe, in my opinion, this is going to be a even more critical level kind of moving forward, and this will determine the kind of price action in the short term. Support found at this level will give us perhaps an attempt to rally upward again, plow through potentially what appears to be a little bit of resistance around $145. Might be a psychological level we'll have to slap through. But some more significant resistance will be found near this one, 0.382 fettuccine line at $172, just below my $177 resistance level. In addition to wherever the underside of this 200 daily moving average is going to be, there's going to be some significant sell pressure there, and we could get slapped kind of back down to wherever we sort of come from. There's definitely a lot of resistance ahead back before these kind of euphoric swing highs near the $400 kind of level there. So price action, I do believe, will have to kind of plow through this resistance and then confirm it as support moving forward to allow for a healthy recovery in the uptrend here. We have EngineeringRobo still bearish since the 16th of May there, suggesting some sell pressure is still present. The very bullish candle engulfing the kind of previous one on the 21st of July. When it was quite bullish in the short term, but not bullish enough to get EngineeringRobo bullish again. So it's definitely still some sell pressure present, and we will have to see how these next kind of couple daily candles play out to confirm this $116 level. Price action very volatile against USDT, but if we consider Litecoin against the price of Bitcoin, we can see this new perspective come into play. Price action looking a tad bearish, in my opinion. I still have EngineeringRobo bearish since the 19th of May there. That was finally bearish enough to make the EngineeringRobo turn sell for up against the price of Bitcoin here, and we've been kind of plummeting sort of ever since. So we found our way below the 200 daily moving average as we kind of battled it between the 11th of June and the kind of 20th of June of this year, but we lost and sent us plummeting toward these kind of lower levels. It interacted for a bit between the 37.27 Satoshi level as support, but we found resistance at 41.33 Satoshi, and that sent us kind of plummeting through that potential support, which could potentially be now resistance as we have these daily candles opening and closing below that 37.33 level. So that could potentially slap us down to the bottom of this Fibonacci range, where we did have some interaction with kind of near sort of like the 20th of March of this year into like the sort of 4th of April. We have price action, experiencing some buy pressure from these levels, and so that could be our kind of final level of like sort of bullishness before we see some perhaps long-term downside. We still have a lot of kind of reasons to be perhaps midterm bearish against the price of Bitcoin. We have EngineeringRobo still bearish, price action below the 200 daily moving average. We appear to be currently interacting with perhaps resistance. So there's definitely lots of factors in play that could keep us bearish against the price of Bitcoin. Although long-term, I'm still quite bullish for Litecoin. Litecoin, I do believe, will surpass the kind of highs we just came from at some point in its future. Although perhaps much more downsides, more accumulation is necessary. Perhaps a couple months of sideways might be what's needed before Litecoin can healthily return to where it came from. Now, lots going on for Litecoin against Bitcoin. But if we consider now Bitcoin against USDT, we can see some crazy price action going on here. We have interaction with the 32K level after coming from like 29K. We have a dip down there. We have interaction with 32K as resistance for like kind of few days between the sort of 16th of July all the way to the kind of like 18th, 19th there. We got rejected downward to bounce off of 29K, a higher low relative to this wick on the 22nd of June there, which is more bullish in my opinion, but that is a lower low relative to kind of every other wick that was below 32K. So I do believe that is bearish in the short term. So those factors coming into play will need us to kind of determine how these next kind of daily candles will interact with this ever so critical 32K level. If this is confirmed as resistance, I do believe we are headed into the 20s Ks again toward that 0.382 fettuccine line at $27,100. 32K is going to be a very substantial level moving forward. If we can't find a way back above it and start confirming that as support, that is very likely to slap us back into the 20Ks again. And if the 0.382 can't save us, our next kind of area of support is just under 19K, between kind of 18,200 there, that 0.236 Fibonacci level. So I do believe there's plenty of room for downside to perhaps still be bullish in the long term here. I do believe some some accumulation down in the 20Ks into the high teens perhaps would be very bullish for Bitcoin in the long term, and I do believe that would be perhaps some of the best levels to be accumulating before we surpass the inevitable all-time highs and get to the ever so coming six figures that we will likely see in Bitcoin's future, perhaps the near future. I do believe a new perspective comes into play here when we consider the EngineeringRobo sphere and FOMO zone. If we consider the bottom of this range, that would kind of correlate to the sort of low 20Ks there, just above sort of 19K. That would be a great level to be accumulating. That would suggest, perhaps a bottoming out in the sort of market. That would be another time to start buying again. More midterm investors should be buying with price action is below this sort of green level there, which is currently at $20,400. At the top of the range, we have the FOMO zone. This is when I know traders are fearful of price action. This is when you want to be selling. This is when long-term, mid-term investors are taking profit, and we've yet to interact with it. So that's a good sign any long-term, in my opinion, as this does suggest a potential market top, perhaps. Price action could go well into the FOMO zone, but once it's up in there, it is likely to exit kind of downward and consolidate for a while before kind of determining where the direction will go. And currently the FOMO zone is sitting up there at $102,000. So we still have a potential market top for this bull run over $100,000, and we've yet to interact with the FOMO zone, even when we were at the the euphoric 57K, 61K and 64K there. The ranges still continue to increase and widen. I do believe interaction with the fear zone would be kind of the most bullish sign of a bottom forming, and I do believe the uptrend is likely to continue for quite some time once we've confirmed that kind of bottom. Although I do believe there's tons of fundamental buy pressure, as we've experienced here, that's waiting for a bottom kind of at any time now. So there's lots going on in the crypto sphere here, lots of volatility, lots of reasons to be fearful, uncertain, and doubtful of the direction of price action. I definitely think the trend wants to be bullish. It wants to continue upward, although there are some very significant technical reasons why some downsides might be necessary, and for why the sell pressure is present. Price action below the 200 daily moving average. EngineeringRobo bearish since the 12th of May there. We came from some very aggressive, euphoric all-time highs, current all-time highs, after a very bullish kind of run up to them. So the longer we consolidate sideways, the more we retest these lower levels that we came from, I do believe the more bullish that will be in the long term, and it's going to be a very volatile ride coming back to these kind of euphoric highs that we just came from. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hearing my analysis. Try EngineeringRobo free with the link in the description. Subscribe here on YouTube. Check out all the other social media down below. Let me know your thoughts on price action moving forward. Do you believe we finally found support? Have we found the bottom? Are we likely to rally back upward, get above current all-time highs as 100K around the corner? Or is there more downside? Are we plummeting into the 20Ks, into the teens, the tens? Are we coming back to where we came from, not too long ago? Lots going on in the crypto sphere here. Let me know what you're doing with your bag if you have one. Thank you for tuning in, and tune in for the next one.